We hope you enjoyed some
Hello.
casserole.
Did I do that on air or off air? Eating the casserole right out of the dish.
Yeah, you did. You did it off air after you crawled off the ground back into a chair. You're like, hang on, I've got this cold ass thing of casserole. I want to eat it. And I think you had a spoon. It might have been just like a napkin. You might have been doing this thing where you're like, I won't touch the food directly with my hands, so I'll just scoop it with the napkin. But don't quote me on that. I didn't have that part recorded. That was aftercare.
I do like your background. So me having that cough as we opened up and having the smoke rolling works out very well.
Yeah. There we go. So this evening we've got Elimination Chamber talk, and
I watched Paige. Yeah,
yeah,
I watched some of it with our buddy Jerry Shepardini there, and I didn't stick
yeah,
around for long because I didn't. I came in the Punk match. We saw Danhausen, and
yeah,
then during the Chamber, I was like, I don't care. LA Knight got his time to shine, and then was Orton next? Whoever shined after LA Knight. Like I was interested when LA Knight was doing stuff and was on
yeah,
top, and then after that, I was like, oh, yep, match is going, and there's 4 good guys and 2 bad guys. That doesn't seem like proper numbers. It's just
mm-mm.
things, and I'm so over Cody right now.
Yeah, yeah,
The uh the John Cena heel turn, Travis Scott at Mania more last year. That really killed everything dead. That momentum just fucking stopped with that Travis Scott interfering in the match and sauntering down, taking like 3 minutes as everyone just looks at him coming to interfere in the match.
yeah,
It's it's
and
all been fucked since then. Everything.
yeah, and it's he had that entrance where he took his time, making sure that everybody saw that he was there. I mean, I know it's the modern era WWE, so I mean, I'm pretty sure at least half the audience knew who the fuck that guy was. I mean, I've only heard the name randomly for a few years since I have less than zero interest in that kind of music, but I can't help but hear the names. Like I've never watched an episode of the Kardashians, but I know who the fuck they are. And I'm just like, God damn, is this guy ever going to get to the ring with his custom made belt? And you can't ever trust outsiders that come into wrestling and do what's
I
supposed to be
disagree.
done the right
The
way.
outs the outsiders did everything great in WCW.
Yeah, well, they did, but this outsider, I don't know how much they smarten him up. It's like, all right, at some point, Cody's going to be face down, and you're going to swing at him and hit him in the side of the head. You don't fucking do it for real. You
Like,
do it
didn't they
like this.
show The Rock telling him to lay it in? Wasn't that part of Unreal or something? Of The Rock pumping him up to go fuck up the top baby face and who never got any repercussion? Oh,
Well,
and it
yeah,
looks like for the first time in a few years, we don't have The Rock swooping in to come and put his fucking grubby hands all over everything and fuck up Triple H's plans. Injuries did that. Massive
yeah.
injuries. One after another did that.
After another. It's like we can. I mean, and dumb injuries. Fucking Ron Breaker giving himself a hernia or whatever, flipping that goddamn table over. Like, what? Jesus, that table just did not want to sell. So, and then
So you
yeah,
you've got on the Danhausen paint.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have a
d-
shirt.
you got a shirt. You're excited to see Danhausen because
Uh-huh.
you really couldn't see Danhausen at his last home on AEW.
Yeah,
Tony played with that toy for a couple of weeks and then just put it on down.
it's so infuriating. Like, okay, it's like even for just us, and like you can go to like a site like Cage Match, and you can like look up all Danhausen's matches, and and most of them are on those like C and D shows. Uh, so he wasn't on regular fucking TV at all for the whole time he was there. Because, like I said, Tony Khan got that new toy. Remember how he debuted? He got randomly pulled out from under the ring by Adam Cole. What a fucking debut in AEW. Holy butt fucking shit. How exciting was that? He got pulled out from under the ring by that fucking anorexic Adam Cole randomly. And I mean, the crowd popped because those are the smartest of the smart fans that have ever smarted.
And
So
and
of
you
course they
see,
knew him. Yeah.
when you say he wrestled on the C and D shows, to AEW fans, they chastised you for not
Oh,
watching all the C and D shows. So as far as Tony was concerned, those C and D shows, those were just appearances that he did that week. It was
yeah.
just on that show.
And I'd love to dive deep more into like all this shit and like AEW. It's like I'm looking at they need to do something with this stupid site and make it easier to arrange by federation. So that's all I'm worried about. And like I'm scrolling and scrolling. There's no AEW. There's no Ring of Honor. There's no AEW. There's
You're talking
GCW. That's
about cage. Are
cage
you
match.
talking about cage match?
Yes. I don't see a way to arrange it. Like when you go to the wrestler, how to arrange it by like federation. I see
Yeah,
everything else. Maybe
yeah,
I just
yeah.
type.
Because I have it up now. I guess one of us should share this since we will be talking about the Danhausen match. Because I was like, well, just look at his recent matches. But
Well,
no, all of his recent matches are all over the place.
yeah.
Triple L title,
Ah!
FWF title, GCW, of course. Uh, GCW. Here is the promotion over here. WPW.
Yeah. Oh
Winnipeg
wow.
Pro Wrestling. He's been wrestling for Winnipeg Pro Wrestling in 2025, along with Absolute Intense Wrestling,
Oh
located in
wow.
Cleveland. He's been in Cleveland. Danhausen's been in Cleveland. Is that BTW? Kirk White's Big Time Wrestling.
Oh, that's
BTW.
me.
You can that's not a good. By the way, wrestling.
Well,
That's
here's
not
the
a good
funny
name.
thing that name of that federation has been reused a bunch of times. When I was a wee lad, when I was a tiny clown that could fit into many clown cars, like there was a big time wrestling like just down the street from me that one time had a Macho Man Randy Savage appearance.
Big
So
Time Wrestling sounds like they should be performing in a circus tent.
yeah, it was awful. I mean, it was absolute, you know,
The
worst of the
worst.
worst.
Do you know the worst wrestling show you ever went to? I know the worst one I
Mm.
went to.
Nah, I mean, all of mine were pretty solid, even the AEW ones. I mean, the AEW ones was the most nonsensical. Not even so much. I mean, I won't go forever into it. It wasn't so much like the quality; it was the quantity. It was a completely rare live rampage that they had here in Texas, and it had Daniel Bryan and but he was the first match, and I was taking a piss. I was like, oh, this I'm safe. I can go take a piss before the show starts. And while I'm in there, I'm hearing that God. awful, God, awful, awful rendition of his theme music that they came up with. That fucking thing. I won't say what I want to say because I don't know we've been on the air long enough, but not good. And by the time I get back, he's celebrating in the ring with William Regal and everybody else. And I'm like, I miss Daniel Bryan, but I got to see Top Flight.
All right, top.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan wanted to go back to his hotel and fuck his hot wife.
I'm taking wrestling brain damage, Roy. Wrestling brain damage. I don't know enough about anime.
I found Danhausen's last match in AEW in
Wasn't that at Ring of
2023.
Okay, and that's on an
December 30th,
Yep.
2023,
Yep.
AEW TNT title, right to challenge anytime, anywhere battle royal. Kill switch. That's when Luchasaurus just let
Yeah.
Christian have the briefcase. So his last, that was his last appearance. Before that, Dark. He beat Serpentico, so he won. Good for him.
Yeah, and Serpentico is this midget, basically.
Rampage. He's tagging with Hook. Oh, it's an 8-man. God, you and your fucking 8-man. So many. Tony loves these goddamn 8-man tag team matches. Fuck off with
So
these
his last
8-man tag team
appearance
matches.
His last appearance in regular AEW is at the very tail end of 2023, just after CM Punk debuted at Survivor Series in November of 2023. So that kind of lines up with, well, maybe they had already had it on the book, so he went ahead and went through with it. But I'm sure he was just like, well, he ain't ever going to be on my TV ever again, but I already penciled this in, so let's just go ahead and have the match. He's going to lose in 5 minutes anyway to kill switch, so who cares?
So like everyone, I am anticipating for the YouTube clip to drop of Jim Cornette just eviscerating the first angle he's ever seen of a man coming out of a box and not
Oh
being
yeah,
over.
oh yeah. We got to
Because
talk about
he
it.
could have. So let's start with the fact that the box did not have all four. It was open. It was open in the back, and it was
It was
just part of
open
the
in the fucking
entranceway.
back. They couldn't
Uh,
even do the box right. The box wasn't
yeah.
a complete box. How do you fuck up a
So
box?
so maybe if they had like tunneled underneath, you have a small stage, or
Yeah.
you have the elevated stage for once. For this, you bring it back. Hey, a little different. We got the elevated stage. We've been on the floor, and yeah, maybe then you could, yeah, it not having a back to it. He didn't come out of the box. He came out of the back and through the box.
Came
So it
out of
didn't
a
come out of the box, and he didn't do anything. We
uh,
had a bunch of awkward ladies trying to sort of do their dance moves as they got there and looking
yeah.
very awkward as they're trying to step through this box and dance. And he just gobbledygookered his way.
Yeah.
We just let's have a dance party. We're gonna dance. He didn't do anything. So his start off in WWE is just like his AEW last 2 years. He didn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, oh, so the girls come out. They're kind of like, kind of sexy mime clown girls, kind of, sort of, nothing too over the top or anything. They
Yeah, like
are awkward.
showgirl sexy.
Yeah.
Not as showgirls, but in that category of sexy, where
Yeah. Like burlesque.
it's not lewd.
Not lewd. It's like burlesque ish. So he comes to the ring and he's slapping hands and he puts teeth on the table. And I swear to God, I thought he was going to trip on the ring steps. I was 100% positive he was tripping over the ring steps. I was like, he's going to shockmaster this. I know it. I know it. And he didn't. But I was 100% positive he was going to go over the fucking steps. He goes into the ring. Him and the girls finish the awkward dance, and then the music ends, and then the crowd starts booing.
The crowd went silent throughout. There
Yeah.
was no reaction, and then yeah, boo.
I mean, I guess they took for granted. Okay. All right. So Danhausen is like a Michigan guy. And from what I understand from working with people in Chicago, a lot of them, they basically told me this. It's like regions. Like if your team is the Bears and the Bears get knocked out of a tournament in sports ball or whatever, you go with your next best team. And Detroit and all that are neighbors. So, most people usually inherit the next best thing. Like people from, my family's neck of the woods, they all cheer for Pittsburgh because that's the first, major market near them. And so I kind of thought, well, he's going to have a little bit of a built in audience because Chicagoans they want to cheer Chicago first, but their next best option is Michigan. And so, well, that didn't really happen. And then we thought, well, everybody knows about Danhausen being friends with CM Punk, especially people that live in Chicago, and they probably
I
know
didn't
about it
know
and
this.
love
Uh,
it.
I didn't know this. I don't know who's fucking friends behind the scenes. That's
Oh yeah,
actually AEW shit, not WWE shit. To just be, you should know that these people are dating behind the scenes. When that, it was early on when Joey Janela gets hit in the balls from behind from his real life ex girlfriend who just became his ex. And she broke up with him. I didn't know any
yeah,
of this shit. It was never explained on TV.
yeah.
I had to hear. Uh, I imagine Cornette was covering it, or someone. Maybe it was, but yeah, it had to be explained to me. Why? This, they didn't say anything. They didn't explain it. Um, and
But yeah, I
I
mean,
didn't like.
well, one of
I
the
don't like
reasons.
wrestling. I'm bitching about AEW. I'm bitching about WWE. I don't like wrestling in 2026. It's over, man.
I like to complain about it, but a lot of people I knew from Danhausen's YouTube channel because even after CM Punk left AEW to go to the WWE, he was still showing up on Danhausen's channel. He probably wasn't even asking permission. He was probably just like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. But uh, so I mean, I knew that they stayed in touch, and that had been like part of internet rumor and innuendo forever. It's like once that contract's up, CM Punk's probably going to do a solid for his little buddy. And yeah, I mean, the debut isn't great. It's not the worst thing on the planet, like the gobbledygooker, but it's
It was
definitely.
it harkened, it reminded everybody of the gobbledygooker. He came out of a thing and he danced, and that was the
Yeah.
segment. That was the script for the gobbledygooker. Just replace Gene Okerlund with a bunch of attractive young ladies.
Yeah, yeah. I want to answer Roy's thing. It's like I trained a little bit years back, nothing recent, and it's not taped. I can't prove it. Uh, but I was I for a very tiny, long out of business Texas Federation. I used to do heel announcing. I was. They just said, "Go out there and be funny. Just be funny." And so I was a heel announcer for a while. And then they asked me, it's like, hey, do you want to be like like a heel manager? I was like, sure. It's like, well, we need to train you for some bumps. I was like, and I was young and dumb. And so I went out there and I trained to do some bumps. They trained me for some offense too. Like I learned the behind the scenes of how to make a body slam easy. Like, your opponent needs to post off your right leg as you're picking them up, and then everybody goes up light as a feather. And if you post for someone that absolutely doesn't need it, then you get a really funny story like what Jim Cornette told about Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley picked Jim Cornette up for a body slam one time in OVW, and Jim Cornette helped by posting off of his legs, and he basically double power slammed himself because he made it so easy. He just went up and down and got spiked. But I got trained a little bit. I know how to bump. I know how to, but I'm not doing it now. Shit's done. If I do it now, I'll be crippled for a week. But I actually got used to taking flat back bumps, tucking your chin in, and making sure that you don't cripple yourself from a regular old body slam. And it is funny, like you can. I'm not saying I'm some veteran or anything, but you can always tell when someone is brand new to taking bumps because you'll see their chin tucked all the way in and you'll see their arms out flat like this because they are like they are trying to absorb as much of the plant as you can. And it's
Yeah, that
true.
reminds me of the Tough Enough as they were going through training. It was just for the every week up until the end. They had such the very very blatant, very yeah, on
Oh
the back all the way out shoulder because they just learned.
yeah.
Roy's asking about your character. What was the character name as your heel announcer and
Uh,
manager?
what I did was shit. It's so long ago. It wasn't. It was a try hard cool name, and now that I'm on the spot, I'm blanking out on what I call it. I didn't call myself anything as lame as the Eradicator, but I had like kind of like I had
Brad
a
Radford.
silly. It was a Marilyn Manson knockoff name, and God, I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but I went the Marilyn Manson route, and I was
Monroe
called the
Manson, maybe. Taking the other name from Marilyn Monroe or the Monroe Manson.
or maybe going black with it. I'm Jerome Manson, suck dog, Finna. Uh, but I did something like I did a Marilyn Manson name. I'm just fuck. I can't remember it now for some reason. Uh, but that was my whole gothy character that never really got fleshed out. Because, like I said, I'm not trying to lie. I'm not trying to be cool about it or
Was it
anything.
really fleshed out because he didn't weigh a lot that back
I
then?
didn't weigh a lot back then. I didn't weigh a lot like the guy in all
Not very
purple.
fleshed out if you were a fat fuck.
I wasn't as fleshed
Then it
out
would
as
be really fleshed out.
yeah, it'd be really fleshed out. So it was just a little while, and then I got tired of doing it because there's no money in independent wrestling at all. And eventually,
Oh yeah,
you
you're
know,
just doing it because it's a hobby. It's something
that's
fun to
it.
do that you want to do.
It's fun to hang out with the people and get stories, and you get to meet veterans that come through. Like I've met Ricky Morton a million times. I mean, Ricky Morton has wrestled everywhere from all up and down the East Coast and Texas ever since he got finally let go completely from WCW and WWF and all that. He'd been on the independent circuit forever. He'd tell these great stories. He used to smoke not chain smoke, but he smoked quite a bit, and they were Marlboro Lights. I'll never forget Marlboro Lights. I was like, man, why does he smoke lights? Why don't you smoke a red like a man? And he tell these just great stories about selling that son of a bitch out with Robert Gibson. I mean, and he's telling us stories about like just how much pussy he was getting in 1987. He just he said one time his dick felt like he microwaved it. He was getting laid so much in the mid 80s. These are great stories to tell. And other like random characters came through, like Kid Cash came through. Uh fresh off of, I met him fresh off of ECW going out of business. And I was trying to get any information at all. And I found out how little Paulie Dangerously told anybody, because like he had nothing. And I could tell he wasn't working me or anything. He wasn't like, I don't know if I can trust this guy. He was like, I just don't know what the fuck is going on. I got booked for that last match, and he didn't say the word ghosted, but he was implying I've been ghosted ever since then. I was like, God damn, that's cold. Then he went out and had this great fucking match against this guy that went by the name of Confederate Currency, and who also wrestled for ECW for a little bit in the year of our Lord 2000 and 2001. He had a big old rebel flag outfit, and it's on. Well, it was on Peacock. Whenever they get around to uploading it to Netflix, you'll be able to find. Unless they get so we're not going to upload anything with a Confederate flag. But no, I anticipate some questions. I never wrestled, never had a match. I was never in a crowd. Never had a crowd. got beat up a little bit in front of a crowd. That was fun. But like we were just talking about, I was doing it for shits and giggles and for fun and for the experience and getting to hang out with. I got real lucky, man. All the little federations I did it for as a hobby. I made some really good friends for the time that did not rib me too bad. I heard stories about how some people, and more than ribbing is, it can get pretty fierce. Just say you heard about the, British Bulldog locking up people's stuff, X-Pac shitting in Sable's bag, that sort of shit that's way crossing the line.
Well, I think the one I heard that Mr. Perfect did when he Luger had the tassels and Hennig was facing him, Mr. Perfect was facing him on the circuit, and every night he would just tear one tassel off.
Oh,
Like at the end of the tour, there's one side that's still all frilly, and the other side's got like fucking nothing. doesn't doesn't look bad for the first couple of nights. You can't really tell, but then
and let me
nothing.
did I tell you the story about the guy I was doing the heel announcing for? Did I tell you about the jobber that kicked out of the other guy's finish because he decided on the spot it would make the match cooler? Well, I don't think I did. Let me tell this, and we'll get back. I mean, guys, we're all just hanging out. No one's coming here for breaking Elimination Chamber news.
So it's a it's just a squash match. He's a jobber.
Yeah.
And this is he thought that he would impress everybody.
Yeah.
He thought that showing them he's got the gumption would get him more bookings rather than fucking up the timing of the show and forcing him to pay more rent on the venue by being late or having to cut shit. You cocksucker.
Jared, if you're still here, have a great night. We'll see you later. Please catch this on demand. So it was a guy that was doing an all-American gimmick. He was kind of not ripping off Kurt Angle, but he was doing the goody two shoes thing, and he came out with his girlfriend who was being a cheerleader for him. So she came out with pom poms and stuff, and I remember I'm backstage with everybody. I'm just hanging out. I happened to be a fly on the wall for their conversation before the match. And dude's going over what's going to happen out there because the All-American guy, not a vet. No one really on that show were veterans except for the people that came in like Ricky Morton. Everybody else is starting out. It's a tiny little federation. Everybody's starting out, and so but the All American guy, he'd been doing it for a year or two, something like that, and yeah, he was solid, you know, and he's telling the new gentleman whose name was something like Demarcus or Devontae, something like that. He was letting him know, like,
Javon.
yeah, something like that. Jim Ross's least favorite wrestler on September the 10th in New York. He was letting him know, it's like, all right, so this is how we're going to go. I'll let you shine a little bit in the beginning of the match, but basically saying I am going to maul you for the most part, but toward the end, I'll let you shine again, get a near fall, but then I'm going to hit you with my finish, which is the spine buster. We're going to go home, and the guy, I noticed that this guy, which it's unsaid, and it's probably less strict now, but back then, you were just supposed to be like, if you were the brand new guy, you were just supposed to yes sir, just yes sir, and you wait until you've got a few matches in you, people know who you are before you start like offering opinions on what you could do different in the match. Basically, his job was to do exactly what the veteran said and just be yes sir, and then that proves afterward, hey, he's a good hand. He followed all the instruction necessary. And plus, the All American guy was going to lead the match anyway because he was the veteran and the heel. And the heel almost always leads the match. So, in a sport, especially a veteran. Anyway, so you could kind of tell that guy was getting a little annoyed. It was like, no, we're not going to do. No, you're not going to power bomb me in the middle of the match and have a near fall. That's not what we're here to do. And so he had to keep reiterating. Basically, this is going to be a squash match, but I'm going to let you get in a drop kick or two. So they go out there and it's going as planned. And I'm doing the announcing. I'm doing this funny thing where I was like, well, I thought it was funny. And my friend that was doing the play by play thought it was funny. I kept calling everything sledgehammer like. I was like, it's a sledgehammer like clothesline. I was like, oh my God. He dropped him on his back with that suplex, much like you drop a sledgehammer on the ground at the end of a heartbreaking, back wrenching shift at the construction site. I was beating this joke into the ground, like Chip Chipperson, and then we got to the match. The guy hits the spine buster and he goes for the pin, and that stupid motherfucker kicked out at 2.5.
And did he get a shoot spine buster at that point?
Yes, he got one. He got one. The guy got up. There was no reaction from the crowd. I mean, this is a small little federation. People are basically going to kill Tom. It's not hardcore wrestling fans or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
people that
He
wanted
pictured that the crowd,
to.
something undeniable. That like, all right, I showed you, I can get over.
I mean, this guy he was expecting, like, oh my God, can you believe this? This new character kicked out of the established heel veteran Spinebuster. Oh my God, he's expecting, he's expecting like the Jim Cornette thing, babies being thrown in the air, and all that shit. Got no reaction, no one cared. And and we didn't sell it on commentary because we knew what the finish was supposed to be anyway. It's like, not sure what happened there, man. We did something like that. I can't remember. And guy picked him up, whispered something in his ear that I swear to God I could read. That was the one time in history I know I could read his lips. Like, you better fucking not kick out of this one, motherfucker. And no, he just flung him in again. And this spine buster was up there with any of the spine busters Ron Simmons did when he was in Doom in 1989 against like Scott Steiner. The ones that were just like, oh my fucking God. It was awesome. But yeah, that guy never worked again. Word got out immediately that this guy didn't follow instructions. Yada yada yada. He probably didn't try too hard to ever get booked again after that spine bust. But that was that elimination chamber story. Thanks.
And this elimination chamber, I stopped watching it halfway through. I have no notes. I liked when LA Knight was on top. Happy to see that it wasn't Cody. He's dead as a
Yeah.
doornail. He's they haven't given him anything to do. He's had nothing. Here's a list of all the chambers ever. Look at this. Look, winners: Triple H. Oh,
Yeah.
that reign of fucking terror.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. I had fun with this match type at first because Vince wasn't allowing the war games to happen. I was a total mark for that, and yeah, I believe this was Triple H was one of the spearheaders of getting this match type. All right, let's make our own war games. Well, we're not having teams; it's single. All right, we're not having teams. We get this unique cage, and um, oh, Shawn Michaels winning the first one. That was, and then Triple H just won it right back. What, like a month later?
I mean, you didn't count Shawn Michaels as part of the Reign of Terror. The buddies are looking out for one another. So I also count anytime Shawn Michaels won anything as part of Triple H's Reign of Terror.
The oh, the New Year's Revolution 2006. That was that disaster show where the first, like, how many matches someone got injured? Eugene got injured.
Oh,
Lita
yeah.
fell on her fucking head. That was that pay per
Yeah.
view.
Back when we all hated her. It's like you left Matt Hardy for Edge, you fucking cunt rag.
And yeah, now I don't hate her, but she was a wretched wrestler.
Oh, terrible.
She was a god awful fucking wrestler.
Now Steve missed my spine buster story, so we got to retell the whole thing from the beginning because I don't know if his on demand is working. Just kidding. Let's move on. But uh
Oh, the December to Dismember. They had
oh
two elimination
no.
chambers that year, January and
God.
then December. Oh,
When they
they
it
did it.
was so bad that they were chanting TNA, TNA, TNA.
Look at this. In 2008, they had three chambers in a night. I don't remember that.
I
They
don't.
had one for the ECW title. They had three fucking chamber matches in the same night.
And they that was the one. I don't know that it has total time of the pay-per-view, but I believe that pay-per-view was something like it was scheduled for 3 hours and they cut it off early, like 2 hours and 10 minutes. Something ridiculous. I don't know if it will straight up say because that's some smart markery.
Oh yes, I was saying the same thing of the kabuki style, but you were actually going for the Danhausen, correct? Because the Danhausen debuted, and yeah, I didn't notice that just uh, a little stank on Danhausen and your kabuki.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All you got to do is the Gene Simmons Jericho top knot helps.
Okay, that 2008, there wasn't three chambers in a night. That was a misprint. The
Oh, okay,
Undertaker won
okay.
one, and of course Triple H wins that
Of
one.
course.
Is there any one of these that stand out to you? Starting in 2006, they were doing the two a night with Raw and SmackDown. 12, 12, 13. Oh, good. We finally slowed down a little bit in 2013, 14, and then back to 2 in 2015.
Probably the best thing that happened in any of them was in that first one when Rob Van Dam fucked up the frog splash and crushed Triple
Uh,
H's throat.
that's right. And yeah, he was just lying on the outside for most of the match. Him and Jericho created an alliance where Jericho clearly should have pinned him throughout the match, but he
Oh
just
yeah,
helped him survive.
yeah. It was. I don't know. God damn. That was,
That ECW one, where they got rid of everyone. Well, first, one of our favorites, Sabu, didn't even make it. He got
no.
replaced by Hardcore fucking Holly.
See,
Gee
no one
whiz!
liked.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you,
Thank you,
Vince.
Vince.
We want one of our guys. That what a shitty. And then all of our favorites were out. The Big Show was just dominating. That was the please retire
Oh
at the
God.
end.
I mean, I don't know. There's not too many shows. There's two ECW in WWE shows where the fucking fans completely revolt. That one and the time that they had a ECW on Sci-Fi at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and like I swear to God, it was
Change
like
the
the
channel.
yes, it was
Change the channel.
remember the Simpsons when it was like, they go to watch the WNBA and the girls hit the court and then everybody starts to boo and they're like, "Why did you buy tickets to come here just to boo us?" That's that was
Yeah,
like,
that was a Lisa fantasy. I remember
yeah.
that. That was the second. We have Messina and Garfunkel and Lisa. Boo! They buy tickets just to
Boo.
boo us.
But if you go to that ECW and sci-fi episode, it's like 90% of that episode is just the fans booing and hating everything and legitimately shoving Batista to where he like broke character and started like for real talking shit to a guy because he almost snapped.
Yeah, yeah. Superface Batista taking
Yeah.
on Big Show, a special treat that nobody wanted.
Yeah, special treat no one wanted. And it was such a useless episode because, like, I don't know what they filmed before. I don't know what they did before or after, but they go to a historic landmark in ECW for one of the most milquetoast shows they could ever put on in front of the angriest type of crowd there ever was. I was like, I don't know why they did it, and I don't know why anyone bought tickets for it either. Anyway, I don't know. Oof.
Let's see who's won the most of these. Cena, he's won a shitload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cena won, including that most recent one on his retirement tour.
Yeah.
Triple H has won 3. Brock won. Oh, there's your buddy Becky Lynch. She won
Ugh.
2 of these.
God, why don't she just like okay, like last night they have Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee, and the whole time I'm just like, all I'm hoping for are two career-ending injuries to happen. That's all I'm thinking about. The only good thing that happened was Becky Lynch tapped out, and that made me happy. But I still hate AJ Lee, the obvious survivor of sexual abuse as a child woman who is almost turning 40.
Still skipping to the ring.
Skipping to
Emotionally
the ring.
stunted from what happened at that age.
Whatever happened at that age, she is stuck at that age, whatever it was, forever. Oh,
Becky Lynch, I was in for the man. Were you in at that point? Because that was once you went away and came back as big time Bex. Nothing
Uh,
has worked. They come back and immediately make her a heel and just kill any momentum. It was such a
I
Vince decision. They're expecting you to come back and they want to cheer you. So we're going to have them
wanna
boo
cheer
you.
ya. They don't wanna cheer ya. They wanna cheer, but we're gonna swerve. No, okay. The only times I like Becky Lynch in NXT, but she wasn't my favorite ever or anything like that. She was just in the group of people. I'm like, I like them. I like them. They put on a good match. I'm not going out of my way to see a match, but they put on a good match. And when they were wrestling Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, people like that. Uh, when people like that don't dope smoke on the internet and have to go off screen while we hear the sick inhale of marijuana as it enters the body. They create a calming aura. But I liked her in NXT when she had matches against those other people that were kind of all related to the four horsewomen, I guess, in that periphery or whatever. And the very beginning of her being on the main event syndrome. But when she got her face busted, and there was that, this is a tough broad for a little bit, yeah, until they came out with that the man shit. I was like, oh, this is cringy. I don't like this. Couldn't they called her? Couldn't they just? I don't know if last kicker was before or after. I was like, that's all right. I mean, I don't love it, but fuck, last kicker, that's fine. I was like, do something like that.
I believe it was before. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
Um, but Nia Jax being fucking sloppy helped Becky Lynch become a millionaire.
Yeah. That fucking punch. Her punching her in the fucking head like she was doing an impression of JBL and the Blue Meanie. Yeah. I mean, that was, those accidents, man. Sometimes those accidents are the best thing that could happen for fucking anybody. I mean, there's other great accidents in wrestling and things that aren't so much accidental, but goddamn, they were cool. You know, like Steve Austin did gig to get Collar in WrestleMania versus Bret Hart. He lied for a while, because that was when they had the no blood policy. But that fucking visual of Steve Austin doing the push up out of the sharpshooter, blood pouring down his face. I mean, he was already mega over, but that's one of the puzzle pieces that shot him into the stratosphere. Those accidents, man, you can't pay for them sometimes. Sometimes they're just luck. Ugh.
All right, Elimination Chamber 2020, March 8th. The last pay-per-view that people were allowed to attend for a while.
Oh God! What it was? What, March the 8th?
March 8th. I
Oh,
remember it being mid-March of me
yeah.
having my last background acting gig until September 11th of that year. It was a voting commercial that we filmed.
Oh,
Excuse
it was
me.
a.
Uh,
Oh,
so,
okay. And
so
it
the reason I
and
went to this one
yeah.
because I did not recall the Miz and Morrison winning an elimination chamber. I did recall them doing with tag teams a few times. So Miz and Morrison beat the New Day, the Usos, Tucker and Otis, Lucha House Party. Oh yeah, Ziggler and Rude were a tag team. Yeah, I have zero memory of that. Women's Elimination Chamber. Shayna Baszler won one. Good for her.
Good for her. God, uglier than sin. Good for
The
her. Ugh.
yeah, just not an attractive woman.
A handsome woman, but not attractive.
I wouldn't even use the term handsome. No, no, I wouldn't. I would say rough. If we're being accurate, that is the term I would have to use for Shayna Baszler. A rough looking woman. That Vince was like, we'll give her the put. Nah, no, we're not. We're not doing that. Forget giving her the
Yeah.
push. No push for you, Shayna.
Yeah, we thought about it for a week and we changed our mind. We got buyer's remorse. But I
It's so
did want
weird
to
how
point
that.
out one of the random cool things that happened at this year's elimination chamber for the women. I mean, they made Rachel Rodriguez quite a monster in the middle of that match. She like pinned two of the girls at the same fucking time, which was pretty cool. So I think they're finally getting ready to make that girl like a kind of a monster giant. Like, you know, they're right there. She's starting to get her diesel push, is what I'm getting at.
So you're saying that she's sucking Vince McMahon's cock?
Well, I mean, she's sucking Vince McMahon's cock while Kevin Nash and Scott Hall watch the door and make sure Chris Candido isn't coming down the hall. But I don't remember
He
which of
stayed
those.
with her that whole time.
Oh,
They
no,
never broke up ever. They stayed together till he died.
like, I mean, was he a fucking cuck? He had to know. He had to know.
The way everyone talks, like if he was he maybe was in complete denial.
Yeah.
Like just complete denial, maybe. Yeah, because that was cuckery from the reports of everybody.
God, that's nasty. I mean, yeah, I mean, God. Maybe he was. I guess maybe he was even thinking like, yeah, I'll just let her get some strange now and then, so she won't completely break up with me. Maybe he was that cucked.
Okay, okay. While we're on, well,
Cuckery.
the Diesel push, and really it was Shawn Michaels sucking Vince McMahon's cock, not Diesel,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
uh, that helped it happen. Hashtag believe Brett. Um, I'm now in trying to piece together Vince McMahon's crazy love life. Him and Linda haven't been together. They never got divorced, but they haven't been
No.
together for a long time. And I'm putting it right after the steroid trial of when she said, Vince, we're business partners and let's just stay together because on paper it works for both of us. I think that's when it happened. And that's when Vince McMahon started experimenting with bisexuality for possibly the first time ever with Shawn Michaels.
I always gotta wonder. It's like what all went on in that hotel room that weekend, where Vince and Hulk Hogan are just doing cocaine nonstop, coming up with no holds barred. I wonder if they got touchy feely during that weekend.
I've I'm picturing the Joe Rogan gay weightlifters. The first time I ever heard Joe Rogan, if you remember that sketch, but
Oh,
it was on his audio album. And man, I got to work my glutes. My girlfriend says I got a flabby ass. Well, come on, get out of here. She's crazy. You don't have a flabby ass. Look at, just pull your pants down. Let me see. That's an amazing ass. You know what? That ass is so amazing. It's so fucking tight. It's not flabby. I bet I couldn't even fit my dick in there.
well,
That was
that's
the
one
gay
way to prove
weightlifters.
it. They were
Yeah,
gay.
I think Vincent Hogan got didn't go full gay weightlifter, but I think that's where it went, where they were really. getting into each other flexing a bit too much.
But yeah, to answer this question, I don't know who Joseph, Frito Lay is. I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is? Can you describe the atrocities Joseph Frito Lay did?
I'd have to Google him. I too am ignorant of his exploits.
Yeah. So far I'm saying, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think anyone broke into the house and killed Benoit and his whole family. And, I don't think that's exactly what happened. Uh I mean, I do think Kevin Sullivan had something to do with it because he was clearly a for real. He was a shoot Satan worshiper, not a working Satan worshiper. And he might have been having like the long game. But actually, no, I'm kidding there. But what I think happened was this. I don't think there was anything wrong with Chris Benoit's brain. I think what happened was all self-defense. I think his wife and child was trying to murder him, and he was defending himself over a 3-day weekend and didn't want anyone to know. So he was sending those bizarre texts about dogs in an enclosed pool area. Well, he's trying to calm down his mentally unstable, insane family, and he couldn't. So in self defense, at some point, lives were lost, and he couldn't cope with what happened. So he ended up, you know, visiting his Bowflex machine one more time. That's what I think happened. And it's still America, and we have freedom of speech. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. But what happened with
And
this guy?
he held his daughter captive
Oh no!
in the house, and
Wait, he
yep, there's the word. Yep,
there,
there's the I
yeah,
word.
there's
I don't
the
think we can say on
word.
YouTube even an hour into the show.
We can we know what we when we got to grunt around the word. We know what that word is. And
Steve Wolf says is sticking to the fact that it was Sullivan and his goons. It was not the wife and the fragile ex child. Well, ganging up to murder the father. I, s- I'm just picturing the child being like home alone with his own father for the weekend before he finally gets the little fucker.
yeah, it's like the whole weekend. Uh, young Chris Benoit Jr., whatever his name was, he's setting all these Home Alone traps, like the classic, like Chris Benoit opens the door and then a paint can comes, bonk, and then he goes down the stairs, and while the child and woman laugh maniacally. But I mean, could it be a little bit of column A and column B? Could Kevin
That's what
Sullivan?
happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened at the end. Benoit did conquer the child who was trying to murder him, but he did fall into the booby trap. He thought he was going to get a workout in, and he fell into the booby trap. The son won in the end, even from beyond the grave.
Yeah, because he's like, okay, all right, I've got to call the police and let them know what happened, but I've got to clear my head first, and there's only one way I can clear my head. That's to get a workout on the old Bowflex machine. So he goes in there and but if I'm remembering this guy, because I have like a vague memory of this story now, didn't he keep his daughter captured for a period of years while they,
24
hung
years.
out? 24 years. No, I mean, the most evil is this guy because shit. This is This is a length of time. The Chris Benoit things was over a weekend. This thing was over decades. So this guy wins in most. This guy wins. I can't point. This guy wins over here for most evil.
Oh, holy shit! Over on the Elimination Chamber site, they do actually have autistic statistics of
Oh no.
people of their win percentage.
And who's the top? The top's Triple H, right? Triple H has still
Oh,
won the most of them.
well, the top are the people who are like only in one and won them, like Jack Swagger.
He won one of them. Oh my
And then
god.
yeah, he was he the world champion? He no, it was to get a world title shot at Mania. That's what it was. He won the chamber to get the Mania title shot. That was under the We the People with Dutch Mantel.
That was the only thing that was good for him. Having someone that was so good at talking like that, uh, you know, that was the best thing they could have ever done with the guy. 'Cause I'm sure you saw that kind of meme uh interview where Jack Swagger tries to come out like pull a full of piss and vinegar, and he grabs a microphone and he starts talking, and it's like the worst 30 seconds of talking you've heard since Jeff Farmer. And we gotta pull up Jeff Farmer. And we gotta we these guys haven't seen fucking Jeff Farmer. And now, okay, this is something I meant to tell Steve the other day. How I know you don't like to avoid the word of the DV, but I want to point something out that all the DV does. They blow jokes. They tell you the joke that's getting ready to come out, and they say what the punchline is, and then they play the tape. They'll be like, "Hey, do you want to see Perry Carabello shove a pumpkin up his ass?" Instead of saying, "Hey, I'm going to show you the funniest thing you're ever going to see that has to do with Perry Carabello," and then playing the tape,
I
Perry Carabello
I
shoved a
noticed
pumpkin
that.
up his ass. They've done that the whole fucking time, and it's one of the reasons I don't like going on any of the shows now. It's like, don't tell me the joke getting ready to come up. Just play it,
Okay,
and then we'll laugh.
so
But Jeff
so
Farmer, I want
Steve,
Jeff Farmer to come up.
but yeah, I'll work on that. But Steve, Matt, you're gonna want to keep this Tojo guy, Tommy Jordan, on your radar. He's very much trying to prove that he isn't a lolcow, and he did this by forcing himself to be the center of attention during another man's stand-up set at a public event. So this is someone to watch. The
Yeah.
Clipper Doom just did a thing all about him. I haven't watched the whole thing.
Now, was that the stuff that happened this weekend? Because I saw little bits
Yes,
and pieces.
I
Okay.
2K and Granny covered it on This All Sucks, I guess, from last night. Yeah, and that's where I got my information. And yeah, yeah, this is one to watch. Steve Matt, he is very motivated to show he isn't a lolcow, but by displaying lolcow behavior.
Yeah. So that means he's someone to watch. LOL. Moo. LOL. Moo.
Before we go, get away from these autistic facts,
I
Chris
love
Jericho
autism.
has
Huh?
the most eliminations in the Elimination Chamber. He has eliminated 10 people.
Yeah, you went out for a second. Who was it that you said had the most?
Chris Jericho.
Oh shit.
Chris,
Yeah.
yeah, he won one. I don't know, apps 8. I don't know what the fuck this apps is.
Perhaps. All right. Well,
Uh-oh.
now, well, you know how we side story here. We brought up Jericho. He wasn't in the box. I mean, I kind of thought it's like, well, I could see it, but
I
no,
didn't want it to be
but
Jericho.
yeah, but okay. If it happens, based on what we know right now, which I'm not claim, I don't have the Fozzy tour schedule up or anything like that. I don't know, but
Shouldn't be
if
too hard to find.
it's not hard to find. That's one of the things that the smarter marks did, like around Royal Rumble. It's like basically saying he has to debut at the Royal Rumble if he's going to debut anytime soon because he's going to be overseas with Fozzy starting like 2 days after the Royal Rumble. So I was like,
He's going to be
okay,
in
so he has to be there, and then he
Flint,
wasn't.
Michigan, May 16th. What a venue! What a place! Ugh. So
Yeah,
so Fozzy, I see a lot of dates in May for
yeah.
Fozzy, all in the U.S. Where? Oh, I'm not sharing that one. But we do want to share this one. You
Right.
requested this one a
Yeah.
couple of
So,
times.
all right, we got. I'm set. All I'm going to set this up is this, guys. When you think great wrestling interviews, you're going to think of this for the rest of your life. Well, if I could point, you're going to think about this for the rest of your life. We're just going to play it. I'm not setting it up any further. I'm not going to tell you how Perry Caravello shoves a pumpkin up his ass. Now we'll watch him and you'll laugh less hard because I blew the punchline. So we're going to go ahead and hit play.
And we're just going to let this roll. It goes for a minute. Here we go.
Earlier, we talked to Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Let's go now to that interview. Folks, there's Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Jeff, a while back, what a match you had with Motley.
Yep. Probably the hardest match I ever had in my life. But I don't like it when things aren't going my way. Motley Cruz, you turn the tables on me. You turn the tables in the wrong way. You got me mad now. I've stood around. I've listened to everything you had to say. I did everything necessary. But when you turn around and you backstab me one way or another, and you cheat me out of what's rightfully mine, that's when I get angry. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. I'm issuing a challenge to you, Motley Cruz. Get in the ring with me. This time, I'm going full force.
Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Now let's go to the ring.
You know how hard that was.
Let's go now to that.
So there's this part right here in the beginning I really enjoy as well.
To Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Let's go now to that interview. Folks, there's Jumpin' Jeff Farmer.
He throws to himself, and that's a small detail that I just really enjoy. You shouldn't throw to yourself.
I mean, yeah, you really shouldn't unless you absolutely have to, and then you should maybe word it a little bit differently. Like, let's go to the interview I had earlier today with Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. You know, something that, but nobody noticed that detail, especially back then. This is one. Oh, then
Have you ever heard this take on it?
Folks, there's Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Jeff, a while back, what a match you had with Motley.
Yep, probably the hardest match I ever had in my life, but I don't like it when things aren't going my way. Motley Cruz, you turn the tables on me. You turn the tables in a wrong way. You got me mad now. I've stood around, I've listened to everything you had to say, I did everything necessary. But when you turn around and you backstab me one way or another and cheat me out of what's rightfully mine, that's when I get angry. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. I'm issuing a challenge to you, Motley Cruz. Get in the ring with me. This time, I'm going full force.
Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Now let's go to the ring.
Yeah, that was I mean, does that have the date on there when they recorded that? I just want to know if that happened during that like couple of month period where we were all talking about Colt Cabana and CM Punk, or if this was like way before.
Before that,
Okay.
released April 17, 2013. So that was like a year before.
Yeah.
2014 was the Rumble that this is the last one.
Yeah, and then we had the podcast of doom. Probably the greatest
I
wrestling
like
podcast of all time.
Yeah, I was a big fan of when Ron Simmons and Butch Reed had a podcast. The podcast of Doom, that was a solid one.
uh, I do miss Butch Reed. He had such a unique way of doing all of his moves, like the swinging neck breaker. He did the swinging neck breaker like the honky tonk man, but the way he did it, it was very unique looking. You just got to see it, and it actually looked like it had some oomph to it. He's the only guy that looked like he legitimately could hurt someone with his like shoulder block off of the middle and top rope. I always got a kick out of him. Yeah, that's just me rambling.
Sorry, I meant to take some Robitussin. I took some NyQuil, so I am a bit less filled with piss and vinegar.
What's
Stupid
Robitussin?
NyQuil.
I've never taken it. What does Robitussin do?
It's NyQuil, but without the ny. It's just the quill part.
Oh. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't take anything. I just drink until I fall asleep sometimes.
It's for like sore throats and stuff. And really, I have this from yelling. I yelled in the car for an extended period of time, so I wouldn't yell at people out in public. So,
Oh,
Cut
you were getting it all out before you got to your destination, so you'd be too tired.
So yes, it was all out of me, and I would not create a scene because it's now left here.
Yep, I've done that. I've done that a lot. Sometimes I will have to go take a drive just so I can take a drive and scream in my car. And I tell you a funny thing, well, it happens to me a lot, and it's the long hair that does it. People that are looking for reasons to hit on girls, they'll see me in a long hair in a car, and they're fucking idiots. They just want to start talking to a girl in a sports car. And I'm like, I don't think I have a feminine face underneath this paint, but hell, I don't know. Maybe I do. But like, I remember one time I was like working out a problem by talking to myself in my car like a lunatic. And and this fucking car to the right of me just started like fucking waving at me, and they were and I'm like, what the fuck? And I rolled my window down, and they were like, are you trying to say something to me? I was like, no, I'm not talking to you, cocksucker. I'm talking to someone on my phone on Bluetooth. And then I was rolling up my window. They're like, what's Bluetooth? What's fuck you? I don't know. That happens to me a lot because of the long hair. People go out of the way to talk to me because they think I'm a girl. You and your fucking Robitussin.
That means you've never robo-tripped. The first time I ever robo-tripped was by accident. Every time after that wasn't an accident.
Well, if it's a cheap not accident, I don't know, but that was some random stuff. Let's see what else happened. I don't know. That fucking Trick Williams was in the Elimination Chamber. I know they pulled the ripcord a little too soon with the who's under the mask, and then it actually did turn out to be Seth Rollins, who we were talking about Cody Rhodes, but Seth Rollins is there with me. I've got severe fatigue with both of them, and I need them both to really go away.
Seth Rollins has been such a bitch for a lot of his time in WWE. That was one when AEW was like first around. I was like, Seth just needs a trade. He needs to go away from here for a while.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's so on the nose. That would have been a guy like in a perfect world. like where you would have like the occasional meeting of the heads of WWE and Tony Khan, and you'd have like a list of people that like, hey, you know, we're running out of ideas for these guys. We think they'd be a good fit for your show. What guys do you have that you think, would be some good trade? Trade Seth Rollins for some people that WWE could make some good with. Like, I mean, I never gave 2 seconds of thought about Ethan Page and AEW. I didn't have nothing bad to say about him, and I did see quite a few of his matches, but I just didn't think anything of them. They've done quite a bit with him in WWE, so that made me think, it's like, maybe there's some people that they could do something with him, like, and that gives Seth Rollins like
maybe there's maybe there's people that can just fumble out of the gate like Danhausen.
Where the fucking crowd boos. Oh God, that's bad.
Did he really debut in AEW by just being pulled out of the ring?
He was just hiding under the ring, and Adam Cole lifted up the ring shirt and pulled him out. And then he came out, and then he went up and went, you cashed.
And this debut was just as bad, but completely different.
You're cashed. Yeah, his debut was cursed. It's like, but okay, so I don't do this too often because I'm fatigued on so many things. Like, but last night I did see that, Brian Alvarez sat down with one of his buddies that isn't Dave Meltzer and talked about Elimination Chamber a little bit, and Danhausen.
Vinny,
Vinny.
Vinny used to have some. Those two had some fun TNA reviews back in the day.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Alvarez would absolutely lose his mind. There's a famous drop that he had, -5 stars. That had to be the Jenna Maraska match. That got the -5 stars.
It's like I never really listened to him because I always associated him with Dave Meltzer, and I don't know what his opinions are on a lot of
business
stuff.
partners. Yeah,
they are business partners, so I know they don't go.
He lost a lot of credibility with me with the Marco Stunt stuff, where he was like, well, Rey Mysterio. This man is not Rey Mysterio.
Hell,
this man
no.
may be as tall as Rey Mysterio. That is where the comparisons end.
Oh, there's no way. He's not even close to as tall as Rey Mysterio. That fucking waddling dwarf was repulsive for me to look. I couldn't look at the TV screen. I couldn't take it seriously at all. That was worse than like watching, someone wrestle a one-legged jackass. And I'm like, I'm like, it doesn't count. You're not okay. A strong man picks up another pretty big guy and does a gorilla press, and that's impressive. Okay, seeing like I don't know, I'm just making it. Wardlow press slamming CM Punk. That's impressive because CM Punk's not a little guy, but he's pretty big, so that would be a little impressive. Seeing Wardlow press slam Marco Stunt is not impressive at fucking all because I could press slam Marco Stunt. That guy infuriated me for existing. Ugh. I couldn't look at him. When he walked around the ring, I don't know if he could actually move. I just saw him moving like this, like a disgusting dwarf.
It's funny that the first AEW show with the Battle Royal, the man with no legs wasn't the biggest freak show because Marco Stunt was in there.
Because Marco Stunt isn't his midsection from like the neck down, neck to the waist is like a normal human's neck to the waist, but past the waist, that's where he has that fucking weird dwarf body. It's like someone like just really fucking up and create a wrestler. Like really fucked up. Like I seem to recall his arms being infinitely longer than his goddamn nasty dwarf legs. Like, is there any? I know this is not going to be exactly easy to find, but like one like look at him. His midsection looks like a normal person's midsection, but he's got those dwarf legs. And that's not even a bad picture. That's kind of a flattering picture.
And he made Jungle Boy less because you had Luchasaurus and his little buddy, Jungle Boy, who's now just his medium buddy, because now the little buddy is this fucking thing, this mutant version of Jungle Boy.
It's so embarrassing that they would have that on TV. At least Spike Dudley. I mean, he was incredibly small, but he was at least a kind of a normal height. I could not look at this thing wrestle a match because it honestly disturbed me worse than like seeing that fucking obese monstrosity the other day in that skin tight purple outfit. That fucking thing that looked like Grimace if Grimace was made out of mashed potatoes. Couldn't fucking look at it. I had to keep putting I had to put things Look at least that fucking goofball. It's normal height. Did you see that? Did you see that dark match where Taz and Spike Dudley beat Batista and Brock Lesnar clean as a bell?
No.
Oh, there's a clean as a bell WWF dark match from I believe January of 2000.
Had to be like 02. Yeah, had to be 02. Yeah. I remember them having the tag titles like right before Mania, Spike and Taz.
Yeah, they did. Because I guess I always just had this theory that Vince McMahon had a kind moment and like maybe he knew Taz was getting ready to retire. It was like, fuck, if you got a few more matches in you've been such a good sport letting us kick your ass ever since you came from being the unstoppable Taz of ECW, and then we just turned you into a jobber over here, and we just beat the shit out of this idiot Spike Dudley. And how about we give you the tag belts for a couple months as a way of saying thanks? I know that didn't happen. But I like to imagine Vince had like a, God damn, we need to do something for these guys. We've beat the dog shit out of them for you for a couple of years. Anyway, but yeah, there's
Orton, Orton won. So I just thought of something that since Randy Orton is the legend killer, and now he is the legend.
Yeah,
he should retire with just a good old R. Bud Dwyer. I am a legend. I am the legend killer.
Oh my God. I have had these dark thoughts like that before. It's like, how in this multiverse that we currently live in, have we not had one of our wrestlers, R. Bud Dwyer, in the middle of the ring on a live? How does that not happen? Anyway, maybe we need to be careful with that kind of talk.
We've talked around it.
Mike Dudley.
We've talked around it pretty well.
Yeah, we did. I know. I've thought about that shit all the time. It's like, and really it goes to every form of media. It's like, how has there not been a extremely popular band or rap group or something like that that didn't have like this, didn't wait till the Super Bowl to like I'm gonna go out at the Super Bowl. That way people will talk about this like it's their 9/11 the rest of their goddamn life. And I was just like, it hasn't happened yet, but I have a feeling it will. And we got Roy
Hell,
here.
Tommy Dreamer, if he would have let the intrusive thoughts win, he would have been our first R. Bud Dwyer at WrestleMania 18.
That's right. He did. He said that in a fucking interview not too long ago. That man. What the fuck was wrong with him that day to say that out loud and let it be recorded? Because now it lives forever. I guess he wanted to make sure he never gets rehired. I don't know. Because all it takes is word to get back to one of the. Triple H had not heard this. Triple H could care less. But one of the underlings has definitely heard it. One of the underlings, like what are they? Gable Stevenson, I bet, is like. He's like one of those low men on the totem pole that's like, you've got to be the one that listens to all these old timers do podcasts, and you take notes whenever one of them says something really fucked up so we don't accidentally invite them on one of our TV shows while fans are having a meltdown about something that they said. Oh, Jack, I think Jack, Uncle Jack in the chat here. Thank you for stopping by, Uncle Jack from Jack Shack. All your jacking needs are over on Jack's side of town. He can show you how to jack and whack it. He could take Spike Dudley. I believe that. I believe Jack could take Spike Dudley in the week and twice on Sunday. We're spending a lot of time on Spike Dudley on this very special Elimination Chamber episode.
Yeah, I was looking for a picture, and then I just kept getting.
I think, guys, I think our buddy Dylan here has R. Bud Dwyer. I can't tell one way or the other if I'm not going to tell you if I'm on 7-second delay or not, but I am looking at his background and there's some kind of red collaring all over his wall. Oh wait, that was just no, that didn't happen. He didn't. He's there now.
Wrong button.
Yeah, you hit the R Bud button.
There's a picture of WrestleMania. We're barreling towards a WrestleMania no one gives a flying fuck about.
At least it's still not the worst WrestleMania poster ever, like the one-handed bulldog to Booker
the bulldog
T.
to Booker T.
And all right, I'll give you examples. Some
it's so random. It's just a picture.
Yeah, it's just
a picture from an event.
It's like it's as bad as the I'm gonna bash your head onto the turnbuckle pose. Like God, that I've said this before. I say it again. They have an art department. They get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They get the prestige of saying that they work at the WWE's art department. And especially back then before AI or any of that shit. See, they're painstakingly putting this shit together manually with whatever form of Photoshop or whatever existed at that time. But they're manually putting this bullshit together and making money. And that's all they came up with that year. And Vince McMahon didn't see it in advance and go, what the fuck is this? This is fucking stupid. I don't know. I don't know. Speculation.
Here's what we have coming up.
Tiff came by. Hey, Tiff. Thanks for coming by, Tiff.
Welcome to the show.
I think she escaped Jack and Shack and is just happy to be breathing the air of freedom, and has decided to come on over here while we talk about wrestling to people that might not give a shit about it. Well, we like to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about it. It really hit me
I
like
like to
a
bitch
ton of
about it.
bricks. Last night, while trying to watch the show, it hit me like an anvil. I don't like this. I don't want to watch this. Because sometimes when you're a casual fan and just drop in when everything is hot, it's a fun show to watch. I didn't find it to be a fun show. I I don't want to watch this mania. We got CM Punk
Uh,
versus Roman Reigns. I don't care.
oh, I don't care. I don't care at all because it's like, okay, if I got to pick who I want to win, I want it to be Punk because I'm not one of those fucking fans that have magically pretended that I didn't hate the fuck out of Roman Reigns since 2014. I didn't just magically start liking him when he became a heel and changed his theme music and started pointing at the sky. I don't give a shit about that. He's boring. He is boring. He wouldn't even have been a mid Carter in the Attitude Era. I don't care. So if I gotta pick between the two, I'd rather Punk win. So there you go.
Same here. I don't want the heavyweight title match to be with a part timer. In rebooking, let's see. We got Punk as the champion. Um, well, and what I want, the only thing that I would have wanted is Orton versus Cody. It was time for Orton versus Cody, and we're
Yeah.
not getting it.
No, no. And time's running out because we know this, but maybe a lot of people it's not resonating. Randy Orton's career is about 25 years long, 26, depending on when he started training. And he's coming to the end. We take for granted that these people are going to be around forever. And Orton is a little bit injury prone. He's got those problems with his shoulders. He's got problems with getting a normal belly to back suplex from Ken Anderson. So, stupid, stupid, stupid. But so every year could be the last one. So you're going to have to pull this trigger. And the other thing, the biggest one that I say, and a lot of other people say, it's like we forget that LA Knight is no spring chicken. I think he's just turned 45. He is at least 44. So we gotta, if you're gonna make him a world champ, you need to do it now. And the fans love him. They're popping for him. They want it to happen. So why are you putting this off?
LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. I want to see that.
I'd like to
And
see
rearranging the pieces.
something new. It'd be something we've been on now for 93 minutes, Jack. Yeah, it's something new. That's the thing with LA Knight. It's like you can match him up with a bunch of people and you'd be like, I haven't seen that match yet. I haven't seen it because they've been sticking him with like mid card people for the most part, or those fucking Samoans that I'm supposed to pretend to give a shit about, but I don't care about. I don't care about the Rock's cousins. I don't like any of them. I don't watch any of them. I don't know any of their themes. If you play Solo Sikoa's music right now, but I don't know who's coming out. Thumb guy. Yeah.
Okay, so CM Punk is the champion. I could heel Punk versus face Cody. Heel Punk versus face Cody. I could go for that this
That'd be
mania.
great.
But yeah, this is what we're getting. Roman. There's our ladies matches. I take it they've lost all confidence in Jade. I do believe she won the women's title, and that she's basically been a missing person.
Yeah.
So I guess Rhea's going to get the title, and they're just throwing their hands up with what they can do with Jade, because AEW just taught her so fucking wrong that her mind on how to do this is poisoned.
And I mean, yeah, she's another one of them girls that are a giraffe on roller skate on a frozen lake, but
Incredible look.
goddamn incredible look. I mean, you put her on a fucking poster and, I mean, it's going to sell out. You can't help but look at her and she's a fucking superstar. She's a fucking superstar just by looking at her. They need to teach her some basic shit.
They've been trying a long time at this point. They've been trying a long time, like 2-3 years or something like that. They've been trying. It's not clicking. She can't unlearn the garbage that she was doing in the first couple of years of her career in AEW.
Yeah, and then there's like the early AEW stuff, like the stuff with Shaquille O'Neal, her really bad acting, from the very beginning. Not that her acting is anything that'll win an award now, but at least it's like, okay, I'll play along that you're bad or cocky. I'll play along, but that first year or so of her acting was just like, oh, I can't look at you. I can't look at you. And it's like, okay, so there's a lot of ways to freshen this shit up. It's easy. WWE right now has way too many good guys. We need more heels, and not The Rock's cousins, who just why can't we just admit none of us care about him? I don't care about Solo Sikoa, and I can't even name the other ones. I don't fucking.
I'm fine with Jacob.
Tama. There's Jacob Fatu, who's pretty cool.
Jacob can stay.
He can stay. I'm not saying even fire him. I'm just saying we needed to stop pretending. We need to stop pretending a whole lot of them are players when they're not. Tama Tonga.
It was the hottest thing going, the bloodline, and then it was what was it? The debut on Netflix, or it was a season premiere on USA or something, wasn't it? Where Roman beat Solo in a cage match, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Solo has been pounded into the ground. Are they still a faction? Him and the other ones?
Sorta. I think
neutered.
I think I can describe it. It's like that era of the NWO where the NWO wasn't disbanded. It's just that absolutely no one took NWO Black and White seriously anymore. It would just be like silly stuff like, hey, look, it's Scott Norton hanging out in the back with Vincent and the other Harlem Heat,
Horace,
part of the NWO, and Horace. It's like they're just hanging out. They're not really bugging anybody like they did a couple of years ago. There's just back there. We'll leave them alone. We'll let them come out to the
well, then they let them have the original NWO music because they all just did the Wolfpack music. And Hogan, I heard Bischoff has said that he got the Voodoo Child for unbelievably cheap, so that's why they had Hogan coming out.
Shaq or Shrek Harley. Okay, if you force me to choose who I want to hang out with for the day, I guess Shaquille O'Neal, because he is a millionaire and he can probably get me a good deal on the general car insurance. So that's
I bet it'll take us to get a free Shaqinator.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. I've never had one of those, but those would be pretty good. But golly, I mean, there's so many things. But like, okay, freshen things up. All right, finally pull the trigger and have LA Knight into the main event scene. It's been years in the making. So
Okay, yeah, I
now's
feel
the time to
basically
do it.
like replace Cody and LA Knight. Cody's gonna be upper mid card. LA Knight gets the guy. I feel like Cody feels so bungled and cold right now. Get away from the title and do something, because he hasn't done anything but chase that title, and that was fine, except for when he lost it to Cena. Then he was just there. He was just
Yeah,
around. Wasn't
and if
doing
you're gonna
anything. Had no purpose.
And well, sooner rather than later, there's a lot of fatigue with Cody Rhodes. So why not turn him heel and not do that dumb thing like with Roman Reigns, where you keep him a good guy for 8 fucking years, even though the crowd is gradually booing him more
I
and more.
don't
Just
think it's time to turn him yet.
maybe, and I don't mean tomorrow, but we need to start having a game plan.
Yeah, I think he's got a mid card good guy run in him before the main event heel run. Yeah, wow. I just have such the shits of Cody now.
And then we got like, okay, so I'm still, I still am always worried. It's like, is this the week Randy Orton's going to fucking injure himself? So I kind of don't want to turn him heel because I'm worried he's going to fucking injure himself and be out another year or officially retire. So I kind of want to just leave him alone right now, just because of my fear of him injuring himself. So the other ones that need shaking up, like, all right, obviously we never want to turn, Logan good guy. Why he debuted as a good guy
That'd be
with
a bad
yeah,
idea. Yeah,
yeah, that would be he's
he's
just
not a good
universal.
guy.
He's not a good guy in real life by all accounts. And
Yeah, that's what makes him a great heel. He is not a good guy. He is
which makes
very talented, and he's a fucking shithead.
and okay,
There is no acting needed. There is no line between Logan the person and Logan the character.
and how asinine, of course, this was bad Vince McMahon. How asinine it was to try to debut Logan Paul and make him a good guy when it's like, Jesus Christ, everybody on the planet knows who Logan Paul is, and half of us hate him. I knew who he was. I didn't give a shit about who he was. But
Just
like,
the Vince celebrity fucking. It's a
yeah,
celebrity, everyone. Let's cheer him because he's a celebrity.
yeah. That's all it was. The Vince
It's
McMahon
like all you people who hate the New York football teams. Cheer Lawrence Taylor.
yes, yes.
He's
The
a
Vince McMahon.
celebrity and he's here.
The playbook is always he's a celebrity, he's a good guy no matter what. Just go out there, even if they boo the shit out of you. In fact, I don't think they ever smarten him up. I would bet anything when Logan Paul was about to debut in front of a crowd, I bet nobody smartened him up and said, they're gonna boo the fuck out of you, even though you're a good guy, right? You probably should be prepared. I bet they didn't. Bet they're just, you're a celebrity. They're going to cheer. And then they had to probably do the SmackDown fake cheers. There's nothing worse on the planet. Go back in time to like the late 2000s. Every time Teddy Long said, "You're going to be in a tag team match, playa."
Playa.
Every time they had fake cheers that weren't real. They weren't piped in. They were just added in post production. It's the worst era ever. In my opinion, one of the worst eras ever is tag team match player. Oh God! And side notes. Who else? Who else is a good guy that you would turn heel right now?
Well, shit. Let's go to the chamber match last night.
That's probably the easiest. Well, CM Punk. Okay, I mean it's probably still too soon, but after WrestleMania, that's when everything resets. There's the reset of the night after WrestleMania is kind of like a season premiere. And then I think they've been doing the every September they pretend it's a season premiere. So I think after WrestleMania, if you were going to do it this year, I think you need to start having him I'm not saying get into politics, but have him start kind of doing like he did with the Straight Edge Society, where he starts acting pretentious about some of the safe for TV stuff that he could be pretentious about, and get him ready to get booed. But or just wait another year, but do it one way or the other. Either start doing it after WrestleMania or wait another year. But I'd like to see him get booed.
And talking about what we have coming up, I've said over and over again, I also don't want to see Jericho. But once again, Jericho versus LA Knight. LA Knight, the champion, taking on Jericho. I am interested in LA Knight as the top guy. That is basically the what I've come up with of what I want to see. It's the main events. Drew McIntyre, by the way, I want Drew McIntyre to have a nice long run with that title.
Yeah.
Orton doesn't need it. Maybe they're gonna do heel Orton, champion Orton versus Cody at SummerSlam. I don't know. I don't know if they're setting that up, but I want Drew. Drew is owed a nice long title run. I think just let him have it for a bit. You don't need anyone else to have it.
And
right
don't
now.
try that fucking experiment again with Damian Priest. It was
that was the time.
Was nice.
That was Damian. Drew McIntyre's time to be the guy, the champion, and yeah, they owe him that. They're like, we're going to try this experiment with Damian, going to try to make it happen, and it's just not going to happen. It's not happening.
It didn't happen. It's like they ruined that WrestleMania moment because it was perfect. It was perfect how it went down.
I don't believe they ruined that WrestleMania moment. The way that Punk fucked him over played into it, even though that they didn't have the title, they had the best ongoing storyline and matches for that entire year.
Great. It was great. I mean, it turned out good, but I mean, just the selfish part about like, man, that would have been nice if he would have held that belt, something like that. But
which is why I wanted to hold it now for a nice ass long time. Orton don't need it. LA Knight needs it. Face LA Knight beats heel Drew McIntyre for this title coming up. I don't know, springtime. So I'd say sometime before SummerSlam, maybe SummerSlam. That's what maybe SummerSlam. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. SummerSlam, face LA Knight beats Drew for the world title. That is what I want to be heading towards.
And I'm going to say this, just talking logically, if they're going to start pulling the trigger on him, that's how they're going to do it. They're not going to have LA Knight beat Randy Orton clean in the ring. Randy Orton's in the stratosphere as far as being a star, but I can see him beating Drew McIntyre no problem. Like, that's not a stretch. Like, LA Knight pinning Cody Rhodes clean in the middle of the ring right now? Oh, fuck no. You would not, with a gun to my head, would I say that's going to happen. Maybe, but if he beats Drew McIntyre, that increases his value, and he's got to keep going up because he's pretty much in the main event, but he's not established enough to where you can credibly see him beating certain people. He did get lucky with whatever the fuck was really going on that night with Seth Rollins, where he got the, you're injured for real, but I still hit you with my finish and pinned you clean, which was very cool, very fucking cool. That might have been his biggest win that I can think of off the top of my head, unless I'm just forgetting something. But That's what they need to do. He needs to get a few more big wins. That way we can
He beat
realistically.
Logan. He beat
did.
Logan for the U.S. title.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
like his biggest win. And then they gave it to nothing happened to Nakamura a couple months later in like no time.
I know a lot of people like Shaky Nakamura. As much
But
as
he
I
had nothing
hate,
going on. There
he
was
had nothing going on.
LA Knight had momentum, and they just gave it to this guy who had nothing going on. So I believe that's my thesis statement for the night. We're getting on 2 hours, and the NyQuil is starting to kick my ass.
And I think your throat is about to rip wide open.
Yeah, it's getting more. Hopefully, it's back for Tuesday. This might be a bit much if this is still around on Tuesday to ask my viewers to listen to.
Yeah, you might want to do a pre-record or something, or just.
It's
take
too late for a
the day
pre-record. If I
off.
do a pre-record, it's this.
You could mime it. You could just put the videos up and mime everything. or I'll do the show for you. You just produce me. You produce me like, well, no, that would mean you're talking. You'd have to like the old Howard Stern, you have to send me Lotus notes.
Maybe if I do nope. If I do a voice, it's still there. You can still hear it.
Yeah,
but at least I didn't make a scene. I got it. I got it all out before I got to public and made a fucking scene out of.
As you were driving, did you punch the ceiling of your car any? Or
no physical, and no punchies, just screaming.
Oh God! I swear I gave myself.
But extended. It was an extended time. Like I have done this before. This was quite the extended. I just a rant in general. I haven't gone on, but just screaming. That ran for probably close to 5 minutes. Oops.
The closest I did wasn't really screaming. It was this. I had just broken up with someone and moved. Like I moved from where I was at back to one of my previous locations. Like you're used to doing that. And this poor girl that I knew, she had just gotten dumped by her boyfriend. So I was like, and I knew her for years and years and years. I wasn't trying to fuck her or nothing like that. But I was like, hey, I'm back in the town. Sorry to hear what happened to you, but something similar just happened to me. And I was like, do you want to go to O'Charlie's and bitch about it? Now, I won't keep you on here for 5 hours reenacting the whole thing. But like, I go pick the girl up. I'm like, well, let me tell you what happened to me. And it's a 45-minute drive to O'Charlie's. I don't know if you ever ate there, but they had these things called cheese wedges. They're not cheese sticks, they're cheese wedges. And you kind of get to do, they're almost shaped like Diamond Dallas Page's diamond cutter, baby. And and they're full of pepper jack cheese. And they're the fucking best things on earth. I swear to God, if the restaurant's still around, if anyone is anywhere near an O'Charlie's, go there and get the pepper jack cheese wedges. I swear to God, your life has changed. So that's why I took such a long drive, who the fuck's driving 45 minutes? Plus, I wanted to rant like what you were talking about. I was like, I wanted to tell the story about what happened to me and give this girl time to tell the story about what happened to her so we could get the really vicious parts out before we're in fucking public, to where I can't be like that fucking cunt rag with mustard juice for pussy juice fucking bitch, before I'm like saying shit like that while I'm trying to eat cheese wedges, because I will say shit like that in public. I don't have that thing that stops me from saying goddamn dirty Muslim cunt rag in public. I don't have the thing. If I'm going to say it, it's going to come out. And I did that. I did what you did. is what I'm getting at. It was like I was telling my story, and I was getting so fucking into it that by the time we got to the Charlie's restaurant, my voice sounded just like yours does today. And I was like, you're going to have to take over talking the rest of the day because I can't.
Yeah. For me, it was a good like 12, 18 hours for this to kick in. So yeah, hopefully this will be gone by Tuesday. It'll certainly be gone by next week. I want to bitch about the AEW title lineage. So unless something else comes up that we want to bitch about, that'll be our jumping off point.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, you'll have to do some. I don't know what work's going to be like for me, so I'm gonna have to rely on you for some of that heavy lifting with that actual Lenny, or just find.
I'll just bring up the Wikipedia page.
Just the Wikipedia page is good enough.
I know the major points in which I want to talk about diverging. Of where I was like, this is stupid. Where you did it, there's a couple points, and we'll get to that. We'll bring up the Wikipedia page and we'll point that out next week.
This was another. Oh, I should have brought this up way fucking earlier. It's like, yeah, I didn't even bother sending you the link Friday because I thought I don't know if you did or didn't go on that date with that Iraqi. But like
you had the Iraqi.
The Iraqi. So like
I had a darkie.
I thought it was an Iraqi, someone that like made, explosives into a beeper.
No, a big rack, I said.
Oh, a big racky. They got some big racks in Iraqi, I hear. That's my best Chipperson. I'm dog shit at it.
But yeah, that was a good show you guys did with it too. Yeah, and yeah, I'll be back in there soon. Be back here next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, if my voice is back. Yeah, I'm tired.
That's what I was gonna say. Just let me know.
I'm John Cena.
We're gonna say goodbye, and we're gonna see you all soon. There won't be any aftercare for him because he's gonna take care of his throat. So I'm gonna play this music, and anyone that's still here, I hope you all have a great day, and you'll see some of us here in a couple of days. Have a great night, everybody.
So long.